Hello, Dr. Leona Diamore here. Today I want to talk about anxiety, and I want to share with you what I've learned over 20 years of being a doctor from my patients and the interactions that I've had with them. And I want to try to help you guys. It's breaking my heart. I'm seeing so many people with anxiety. It's epidemic. So let's talk about a couple things that perhaps can help you, and you can pass this on to other people that might be suffering as well. Okay? Anxiety, couple issues. First off, we're going to break down chemical, physical, emotional, and spiritual. I'm going to start with chemical. Chemical, we have to be aware of what we're putting in our bodies. If you're taking in food that's all processed all the time or high sugar drinks and you're not nourishing your body, you basically got a chemical little shitstorm going on in your body, which the body's going to react to. So I need you to be aware of that. Take responsibility for what you're eating and drinking. You're going to have to drink water. You're going to have to hydrate. You're going to have to get nourishment in your body. You're going to need to get fruits and vegetables, things with color. Things with color actually nourish your body. Not the stuff in the box, not the fast food. That's not nourishing you. That stuff is heavy, 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 fake chemicals. It's chemical in a box. We don't want that. We want food, real food, okay? So, let's start cleaning up what we're eating and drinking because this absolutely plays a role in what's going on with your body, okay? So, a couple other things with regards to chemical, what you're eating, what you're drinking, clean up your gut health, consider probiotics, consider doing a cleanse, consider, what if I have parasites? Ooh, parasites hatch at the cycles, different cycles of the moon, and that can make people a little crazy. All right, so maybe we need to do a cleanse or a gut health cleanse. Consult your healthcare provider for that. Dr. Kim is at Leona's Healing Place. She's amazing. She's great at doing that, but there are other people that can help you with that. So again, let's look at taking care of our body and what's going on with our bodies, okay? So we don't put more toxins in our body. We don't need more toxins in our body, okay? The next thing is physical. Okay, what I can tell you is I've been a chiropractor for over 20 years. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do. Basically, I'm an electrician for the body. When people have something going on, they talk to me about it, and I neurologically check those areas and clear those areas out. Now, when you have tension in through your upper neck area and the back of your neck here, that area controls your brain, ear, eyes, nose, sinuses. It can make you very agitated and all stressed out, like the timing on your car running high all the time. So neurologically, when you get adjusted by a chiropractor, we rebalance that tone, okay? And everything flows nice and easily so that we're not woo, we're ha, all right? So, yep, very pro adjustment. And once again, we're going to go back to cleansing your body, making sure that you're clean inside, okay? Now, so we've addressed chemical, physical, now emotional and spiritual. These are some bigger things we're going to talk about. Emotional. A couple things with emotional. First and foremost, you need to be aware of the people you're spending time with. Look around. We're going to have an honest conversation on this. If you hang around with people that when you leave the room, they're always talking about other people, or they're constantly judging other people, or they're always talking smack about other people, you know when you leave the room, they're doing the same thing to you and the same thing about you. You don't want to be around those people. This is not good, okay? This is going to suck the life out of you because innately you know what these people are about. You're going to need to minimize interaction with these people. Understand that some people like drama in their life and create drama, and they're always fighting with people, and there's always some big issue. And maybe they do this because they want to distract from their lives. Instead of taking the time to look at their lives and how they can improve their lives, they distract so everybody's looking at the circus around them, and they're looking at the circus around them instead of focusing on developing themselves. So minimizing interaction with people like this is probably a good thing, okay? Just minimize interaction with them. Sometimes you outgrow people. That's the reality of it. And sometimes people like to keep you and don't want to see you thrive and grow because they're afraid they're going to lose you. But the people who love you and accept you will accept you no matter what, good or bad. And guess what? You're going to get to go through good and bad. That's part of life, but it's part of growing through things, okay? So be aware of the people you're hanging out with, all right? People who are judgmental, and also you being judgmental. If you're constantly judging other people, there's a problem there. Why are you so judgmental? Everybody's trying to just make it through. We're all trying to do the best we can. And we have different information at different times. When you were 6 years old, I guarantee you know more when you're 8, 9, 10, 12 than when you're 6. We're all trying to do our best, so please be aware of that. Judgment is not necessary. We're all on a journey. You know what's cool? Turning around and helping the people behind you. Once you've went through that hurdle, turning around and helping the people behind you. That's a really great option, just so you know, okay? Also, expectations and obligations. Oh my gosh, these suck the life out of people. If you are expected this and expected that and obligated to do this and obligated to do that, you really might want to think about what are you spending your time and energy on. And if there are other people's expectations of you and obligations, it's sucking the life out of you. How can you change that? How can you minimize that? All right, you need to take control of your own life. And just because you did something for 10 years or 5 years and you did it this way doesn't mean you have to continue to do that. Just because this is the way it's always been done doesn't mean you have to necessarily continue to do that. So other people's expectations and obligations are very, very heavy on people. I see this over and over. Have the courage to say no. And this is very, very simple. Our body or spirit gave us an internal guidance system, and it's how we feel, our emotions. So you can tell when you feel good or you're excited about something. If you feel good and excited about doing something, then it's a hell yes. I want to do more of that. Do it, okay? As long as it's not self-destructive, of course. But if somebody says or expects you to do something or you're obligated to do something, I want you to take a pause and say, I kind of don't want to do that. Well, why are you going to do it? Why are you going to waste your time and energy doing things that other people expect you to do or you're obligated to do? All right? If it's not a yeah, then it's a no. And the answer would be, no, thank you, not at this time. That doesn't work for me. Or I'm going to take a pass on that right now. I'll think about it and I'll get back to you, but this is not a good time for me. Have the courage to say no to things that do not bring you joy. I promise you, when you start eliminating people and obligations and expectations that are heavy and that are burdening you, you free up so much time and energy to make yourself happy, okay? So consider that. Lastly, spiritual. My favorite. So here's the cool thing about spirit. You are always connected. We are always connected to source. Sometimes you feel alone. Sometimes you feel really alone. And that's because you haven't connected to source. You haven't checked in. You haven't listened to your intuition, your internal guidance system that every day, every way is guiding you through your emotions on how you feel. If you're right and on the right track of doing what your soul's purpose or what you're supposed to be doing, or you're just, nah. And if you're then you're probably wasting time and energy doing things you shouldn't be doing. Take some time for yourself. Take some time to be alone. Take some time to listen to some music, to meditate. Do some yoga poses. Get outside. Go earthing. Put your feet in the grass. Just take some time to contemplate and feel what feels right to you, because spirit is trying to communicate all day to you. And oftentimes there is a huge internal struggle between what you really want to do and what you really should be doing and who you should be with versus what you're obligated and expected to do. You need to check in and feel what works for you. And your internal guidance system, spirit is always guiding you. But if you don't take time to listen to spirit, or spirit's guiding you and drawing you in one way and you keep saying no, 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 and find other things to distract you that you don't do that, that's self-sabotaging yourself. You're always being guided. You're being led. You know why? Because you are very, very special and you have a unique gift and talent that nobody else has. And you are supposed to let your light shine. Okay, you're not supposed to waste time and energy with other people and doing things that don't bring you joy, because that robs you of sharing your light. And if you feel like you're isolated and alone, then maybe if you would focus on yourself and listening to your intuition, your emotions, and doing more of what you want to do that brings you joy, then you will let your light shine. And when you let your light shine, guess what? Your tribe can find you. Yeah, your tribe can find you. So they're looking for you. Other people want to connect with you that are on the same vibe. But if your energy is dropped low and you're in this constant state of panic because you're not expressing what you want to do or hanging out with the people you want to be with because it might be a little different, you're robbing yourself. Here's what I got to tell you. You're not always going to fit in, and that's okay. That's actually awesome, okay? You don't need to fit in. And if you don't have a tribe, create a tribe. Join a meetup, start a meetup. Get with other people that are isolated or alone, that all think they're all lonely and by themselves. I talk to you people all day, every day, and you know what? You're all looking to connect with people who have a higher vibrational frequency because you don't like the lower stuff, because it's not giving you joy in life. But if you don't step up and start showing up authentically, wearing your crazy clothes and crazy hair and listening to music and going to concerts and dancing and vibing, if you're not doing your thing, your tribe can't find you. So we need you to step up. We need you to be authentic. And don't worry about what the hater's going to say, because the hater's going to hate. Stay off social media. We don't care if they like you or not. You do not need their validation. Do you understand that? These people are irrelevant in your life. They're irrelevant. Do you hold them in a very high esteem? Then why do we care what they say? Because everybody's got an opinion. Okay? They all have opinion. That doesn't mean that they're trying to raise you up or they're on your team or they're going to cheer you on. No. So get off social media. Spend some time alone. Here's some other things again. Listening to good, positive, upbeat music, raising your vibrational frequency, following what feels right to you, trusting your intuition, letting your intuition guide you. Do not look for the validation of other people around you. Sometimes they're going to sabotage you because they don't want you to outgrow them. I'm sorry, that's the truth of the matter. And I've experienced this myself in my life. It's okay. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to evolve. Okay. And yes, you might outgrow people. That's okay. There's people who are on your vibe who will love and accept you and not talk shit about you when you walk out of the room. Okay. So I want to help you. This breaks my heart seeing people struggle. This breaks my heart. And what I want you to know is if you're feeling alone, spend time alone listening to yourself. All right. Good music, good food, get out in the earth, get moving, do some yoga, do some meditation, create your tribe if you don't have one. Create your own tribe. It's all good. Raise your vibrational frequency, positive affirmations. All these things are really important. Eliminate social media. Eliminate the need to please. A couple things that'll help you with these things is I love Bach Flower Remedies, bachflowerremedies.org. Again, getting healthy gut cleanses. I like Dr. Kim, and there are other healthcare practitioners that can help you with this. On our website, Leona's Healing Place, we have some other resources for you. But I want to encourage you to stop defining yourself as I have anxiety and dragging that along. Yeah, we all get anxiety. It might be your creative impulses. It might be spirit telling you it's time to go. It's time to move. It's time to create. It's time to release this job or this relationship. It's time for you to let your light shine. What if that's the anxiety? What if that's what anxiety is you stepping into your authentic self and letting go of these old things, these old clothes, this old skin, these old people that no longer serve you, okay? So I'm just sharing with you a couple concepts to maybe shift your idea. Don't drag that around with you. Don't drag that label around with you. All creatives will go through times of being alone, but it's okay. You're not alone. You're never alone. Source is always with you. Spirit's always with you. I wish you all the best. Have a great day. Best wishes, Dr. Leona Diamore. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Kate Piscopo, and I am a massage therapist and the owner of Holistic Healing and Wellness Studio in Woodridge, Illinois. And I'm also a certified wellness coach with the International Association of Wellness Professionals. And I've been a massage therapist for 16 years, so it's been my job to help manage people's stress through the healing benefits of massage therapy. So I decided about a year and a half ago that I wanted to take that to the next level. After 16 years, I know I'm not going to be able to do massage forever. So I wanted to add something else to my toolbox that would help me really help my clients. And so I decided to become certified in wellness coaching, which I completed through the IAWP this past January. And what I'm specializing in is helping busy working moms who are stressed out, like yourself, who want to find more balance and find more joy in their life. They want to end the overwhelm so that they can balance their career and their home life without any stress, and to really find some peace and calm. Okay, so why I'm here today is to give you some quick tips on how you can learn to manage the stress in your life. So we're going to go through 10 quick tips, and I have applied these tips to my life. And they have worked wonders for me. I've recently moved to Illinois 4 years ago, and I restarted my massage business and was also remarried with 2 beautiful stepchildren. And so I had to learn pretty quickly how to integrate family with my career and how to make both of those things work in tandem. And I was seeing that I was getting really stressed out. I was tired, I wasn't sleeping, I was irritable, and that wasn't fun for me or my family. So I decided to make some changes. And these are the tips that I took and worked with and really made a difference in my life. So I'm excited to share them with you. So we're going to start out with the first tip, which is identifying whether or not stress is actually good for you. Now, you've heard of the fight or flight scenario. This is when, back in the Stone Age, you're running away from a animal, or you're about to be attacked or something like that, and your adrenaline goes crazy and you're able to get through that situation. What happens is there's chemicals in our body called cortisol, and when we are in that situation where we're stressed out, those get released into our bloodstream and help us to get through a situation quicker. Okay, so short-term stress can be good for you. Let's say you have a big deadline at work. You've got to get this done, and you're kind of stressed out about it, but that brings in a little bit of focus and helps you to get that project done. Let's say your kid's getting ready to graduate from high school and you've got several parties to attend and throw and get the family together and all that. And that's a short-term stress situation too, because you're trying to do a lot of things. And once it's over, you're pretty good. The problem occurs when stress becomes chronic. So that's when that cortisol builds up in our system and literally doesn't have an outlet. And our bodies and our minds and, our spiritual life, everything like that becomes really unhealthy. And that's when we need to learn to identify whether stress is working well for us to get us through some situations, or whether it's building up so much that it's affecting us physically. So our second tip is, really getting into some mindset things here, a mindset shift. And this is about reducing your negative thinking, okay? You may have a family member or a friend that is always negative. Somebody in your life that is always negative. It's difficult to be around that person. And when you realize that maybe that's you, that makes it even worse. If you are constantly negative, or if you're even thinking negative thoughts, you may not be saying them out loud, but they're going through your head. And after a while, that really begins to flow out into the rest of your life. So you're laying in bed and you can't fall asleep. This has happened to me so many times. And I'm thinking, I didn't do this. I didn't get this done. I've got to get this done. And now I can't fall asleep. So I'm not going to be able to get any of those things done tomorrow because I'm going to be so tired because I didn't sleep. So get that pattern. It's just a roll, and it keeps going. So when a negative thought comes into your head, go ahead, hear it, see it, even visualize it, but then do something to counteract that with a positive thought. If you're laying in bed at night thinking, I didn't do this, I didn't get this project done, I didn't get this checked off my to-do list, try to find one thing that you did do that was positive. It could be very simple, but find one thing that you can do to take that negative thought that you're having and turn it into a positive one. This takes time. All of these tips take a little bit of time to implement, but it's a great place to start. Our third tip is with regards to setting boundaries. So you've been asked for the 17th time to volunteer at your kid's school again. And you, of course, said yes. And as soon as you said yes, you're thinking, there's no way that I can do this. I have way too much going on. I have this project at work. I want to get my blog started. I need to do this, that, and the other. And now you've just promised your time to someone else and you don't know how to handle it. Learn how to say no. Say it with me. No. You can be very polite about this. There's no reason why you have to be negative about it. Most people will understand as soon as you say, you know what, I've just got too much on my plate and I really can't take on another thing. Let me help you find somebody else that might be just as good at this volunteering for this particular project. Learning how to say no is huge with setting boundaries. You can also do this with your family as well. You know, if you're tired of doing everything, you're doing all the cooking, you're doing all the cleaning, you are getting all the lunches ready for the kids, delegate some of that. Let them make their own lunch. Let them clear off the table after dinner and put everything in the dishwasher or get the dishes run. Make sure everybody has a job so that you're not the only one doing anything. Okay, so that's a great way to start that boundary so that you're not taking on more than you need to. So our fourth tip is a little bit difficult, and admittedly this has been one of these tips that's been hard for me to implement, but it takes time and effort, and if you're committed to it, it can be done. So the fourth tip is to drop resentment and anger. This kind of goes hand in hand with your negative thoughts. If there's somebody that you know that has wronged you in some way, maybe it's a friend from years ago, maybe it is a family member, somebody from your kid's school that just talked to you the wrong way or something like that, and it's sticking in your head and it won't go away. You know that you probably deserve an apology, but most of the time you're not going to get that. If you have a good relationship with this person or want to change this situation, you can certainly go talk to them and see what happens, get it out in the open. But if you don't say anything, it's going to continue to linger and make you unhappy. And if you realize after some soul searching, I'm not going to get that apology, this person isn't going to understand how I feel, then you just have to find ways to let it go. Let it go and move on and not have that negativity in your life. So tip number 5 is probably the most difficult one for me to master, and I'm still working on it to this day. It has changed a lot, but I'm still working on it. So tip number 5 is to lessen the need for control. Lessen. So that's why, you're not eliminating it altogether, but you are really making an effort to not have to control every single situation. If you're like me, you know that something may not get done right unless you're the one to do it your way. And you're constantly telling your kids, well, this is the way you should do it. Or your husband, this is the way you should do it. Or your coworkers, this is the way you should do it. And it may not be easy for you to deal with the fact that somebody's going to do what they need to do. You can give advice, you can try to control the situation, but there are a lot of things that aren't within our control. And as soon as we start to open our minds up, again, this is a mindset change, open our minds up to letting go of that, things will get so much easier. I believe this is one of the most important tips to master, is to just say, okay, I can't control this situation. This one I can control, so I'll take care of this. But this one over here, I can't. So there's nothing that I can do about it, and I simply have to let it go. Okay? So tip number 6 is about reducing your distractions. This is kind of a productivity tip for you. If you're like me, you're probably watching this video and you've got 4 or 5 other tabs open on your browser. You've got Facebook, you've got your email, you might have Instagram up, or if you're on your phone, you've got your phone beeping all the time with notifications. A great way to manage your time and thus reduce your stress is to reduce your distractions. So one thing that I implemented about a year ago was I took all of the notifications off my phone. So the only time my phone gives me a notification now is if I get a phone call, voicemail, or a text. So I don't get Facebook notifications or emails. If I need to check those, then I'm going to do that on my own. I'm not going to have my phone constantly beeping. Another good way to do this, if you're working from home, working on a project, or even when you're at your office, if necessary, is to set some time to read your email. First thing when you sit down at your desk, you can read your email and respond to the ones that are important. Identify the ones that are important and the ones that can wait. And then later, towards the end of the day, you do it again. Respond, identify the ones that need to be responded to right away, or the ones that can wait till the morning. And then this way you're not constantly distracted by a notification from your email popping up or what have you. So reducing the distractions around you, even that if that includes your kids running around, is one of the things that you need to do if you're busy working and you need to get something done. You're going to be much more productive. So tip number 7 is a fun one. Okay, we need to move our bodies. You may walk, you may already be in some kind of fitness program. You might go for a walk every once in a while. If you've got little kids in the summertime, you might take them out in the stroller and walk them around. That's great. If you have a dog, awesome. Get that dog out and walk with it, okay? So that's a good beginning. But for some of us, when we're stressed out, we don't want to move. We would rather just come home from work and sit on the couch and not have to think about anything. We want to go to bed as soon as the kids go to bed because we're so exhausted. We want to hit that snooze button at least 2 more times before we get up in the morning. So one of the things that we can start to do is implement little steps into how you can get movement and exercise into your body, because it's really going to be a great outlet for you to get rid of that chronic stress. One of my most recommended strategies for this is, especially if you're starting out new, is to do yoga. You've probably heard about yoga. I'm sure if you're watching this wellness summit that you know a lot about it, and you don't really know exactly where to get started. So I highly recommend Yoga with Adriene. It is a YouTube channel and she has all kinds of great videos on there. She's got beginners videos, she has intermediate and advanced. And she has different times, different lengths of the practices. You can do a 30-minute, a 25, a 20, a 15, or even a 5 or 10-minute, whatever works best for you. I recommend starting small, and so you're not overworking yourself, but you will start to see that if you implement this at least every day or 5 or 6 days out of the week, then you're going to really see a difference. So if this means getting up 15 minutes earlier and not hitting the snooze button, or after the kids go to bed, you say, I'm going to go do 20 minutes of yoga and unwind, and that's a great way to get started. And then that will help you get ready to get into a more vigorous exercise program if that's what you're looking for. So tip number 8 is really about self-care. And self-care is a way to give yourself the love that you deserve. You've probably heard, you can't take care of other people if you're not taking care of yourself. And that's something that I learned as a massage therapist. I'm always taking care of people, and I needed to make sure that I was taking care of myself. So this kind of goes along with, starting the yoga program, making some time when there's any kind of quiet downtime that you have. If that means reading a book for a half an hour, reading a novel that you enjoy, or reading a self-help or self-development book, listening to some music before you fall asleep at night, or scheduling that massage, that's good too. You need to learn that you have to take care of yourself. And for a lot of people have thought, massage is a luxury. I'd love to get one, but I don't have the time. And, I don't really think I need to take that time. You do. And I'm not saying this is a massage therapist. I'm saying it from experience too, okay? You need to take that time to take care of yourself, refill your cup so that you are going to be better served to take care of your family and the people around you. So tip number 9 kind of ties in the last few that we've discussed, and that's about daily meditation. And this can be done with a yoga practice. Again, Yoga with Adriene has a bunch of meditations of different lengths that are on her channel. But starting a practice of meditation can help you to become focused and centered, and it's a great outlet for stress. If you do a 5-minute meditation, a 10-minute meditation, whatever it is that you have time for, even if you do 5 minutes every day, you're really going to notice the difference. I highly recommend Insight Timer. It's actually an app that you can get on your phone. And they have it's a free app. They have all different kinds of guided meditations with different topics and also with different times, or you can just set a timer and just have some quiet time to yourself. So when you start to put these spiritual things together, you start to do the yoga, you're starting to do the meditation, you're really going to notice a difference in how you are feeling. So our final tip is about nutrition and how to eat to improve your mood. When we're stressed out, we're going to go to caffeine, we're going to go to sugar, we're going to go to whatever it is that can get us through the day quickly and effectively. But it's not effective because if you know you have a great big Starbucks latte with a ton of sugar in it and a candy bar in the middle of the morning, and then by the afternoon, you're just toast because you've crashed down from that sugar high. It doesn't last very long. Okay, coffee is not bad for you, but when you're reaching for sugar or fast food or something that's not good for you because you're stressed out and you can't eat properly, then that's going to start to obviously take a really big effect on your body. So you can learn to identify foods that are actually stress inducing and also foods that are stress reducing. So once you figure those out and you can get a nutrition plan in place, and if you need help with that, you can get it, and that will help you as well. Okay, so just to review, I'm just going to go over the 10 tips again very quickly so we can figure out where we started here. So your first one is to identify whether your stress is actually good for you or if it's chronic and it's building up and causing physical and emotional problems for you. The second is to reduce your negative thinking. Third is set your boundaries. Family, friends, school, anywhere that you need to do that. Fourth is drop your resentment and your anger. Get rid of it, move on, and learn to live more positively. Number 5 is lessening the need for control in any situation, whether it's your family or your work environment. Number 6 is reduce your distractions around you. You can hear my clock just chimed. Maybe, I don't know if you could hear that, but that's a little bit of a distraction. But when you're reducing the bigger distractions, that helps a lot. Number 7 is to move your body. Get yourself into walking around the block once a day, even if it's 15 minutes, or get yourself into a nice yoga routine because yoga is really good for reducing your stress. Number 8, self-care is your self-love. So take care of yourself so that you can better take care of others. Number 9 is daily meditation so that you can become more calm, more centered. And finally, number 10 is eat to improve your mood so that you can also take care of your diet. You'll become healthier and happier at the same time. So I hope that these 10 tips will help you and that it's a good start for you to get going in managing your stress. I have a specific program that dives a little bit deeper into these 10 tips, and it's called From Stress to Zen. And you can find information on that and grab a copy of my my handout here that I have that actually has everything that I've discussed here so that you can kind of have that on hand, or you can go a little bit deeper and get the Stress to Zen program. So what you get with that are 10 emails. So in 10-day period, you'll get each of these tips in a little bit more in-depth explanation. You'll get some cheat sheets. You'll get a self-care cheat sheet. You'll get a nutrition plan cheat sheet, and you'll also get some action steps to take each day. And you'll also be able to have some Facebook support through the online community of From Stress to Zen group. And if you want to dive even deeper than that, you can get some information about the program that I have for busy, stressed out moms, the stress-free guide to living stress-free. And you can find that, more information about that also by contacting me. So you can contact me at katepiscopomt@gmail.com, or you can call me at 630-200-4204, and we can set up a complimentary stress assessment for you and see where you need to go from there. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today and to view this video. And I hope you have a very blessed and stress-free day. Thank you.